Call the Board of Selectmen meeting to order. In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20, I'm advising all those in attendance this afternoon that this meeting is being recorded by the Town of Oxford. In addition to the Town of Oxford, Robert King of 59 Quabog Ave is recording the meeting as well. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item on the agenda, I would like to have a moment of silence for Ralph Miller. Ralph worked for the Department of Public Works in Oxford for over 20 years. After retirement, he worked part-time for the Highway Department for many more years. He was a member of the Oxford Fire Department for nearly 40 years as the fire chief, a district chief, and member of the rescue squad, along with the civilian emergency response team. He was a part-time police officer for the Oxford Police Department in the 1970s and was a member of the Southern Massachusetts Police Association. Our heartfelt thoughts go out to his family and friends, and we know he will be missed by many. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is approval of meeting minutes for May 4th, 2022. Pleasure of the board.
I make a motion to approve the minutes dated May 4th, 2020.
I'll second the motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
And I will vote yes. That is for an affirmative. Next item on the agenda is the appointments for the following positions. Stephen Balkunis for Zoning Board of Appeals. John Flaherty for Register of Voters. Alfred Banfill, Inspector of Wires. Ronald Stevens, Assistant Inspector of Wires. Wayne McFarland for Commission on Disability, and Kelly Twombly, Commission of Disability. Pleasure of the board.
I move that the board vote to appoint Stephen P. Balkunis to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a term of 5 years to expire on June 30th, 2027.
I second the motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
And I will vote yes. That is for an affirmative.
I move that the board vote to appoint John H. Flattery as a member of the Board of Registrars for a term of 3 years to expire on June 30th, 2025.
I will second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
And I will vote yes. That's for an affirmative.
I move that the board vote to appoint Alfred Wayne Banfill as Inspector of Wires and Ronald C. Stevens as Assistant Inspector of Wires, both for a term of 1 year to expire on June 30th, 2023.
I will second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Abstain?
Yes. Yes.
And I will vote yes. That's 3 affirmative, 1 abstention.
I move that the board vote to approve. I move that the board approve the town manager's appointment of Wayne Alfred McFarland and Kelly J. Twombly to the Disability Commission under Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 8J.
I will second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes?
Yes. Abstain.
I will vote yes. That is 3 in affirmative, 1 abstention. The next item on the agenda is request by St. Roch's Church for an outdoor business permit and a Sunday amusement license for the purpose of holding a carnival May 19th through May 22nd. I believe we have Jim Gondek here from St. Roch's. Is there anything you'd like to present to the board on this matter?
I believe all of the appropriate documentation has been provided at least to the best of my knowledge.
Okay. And Dee, do you know how we are sitting right now with all the paperwork?
Same as yesterday,
Okay.
except today we did receive the hawkers and peddlers license from the state.
Okay.
So the carnival did obtain that.
Okay. Anything outstanding?
We just need, the electrician needs to submit his application for the electric permit.
Okay. Electric.
And the gas inspector has to be scheduled for the propane tank inspection,
Oh.
as well as the fire department.
Okay. Just throwing it out to the board. This came across the Board of Selectmen's office kind of late, and Dee has been working with the church to really jump through hoops to get this done and approved. Mr. Godnick, I would say in the future, try and get this to the board at least a month ahead of time, and it may be something we're addressing in the future with the board itself. But it's real tough to get this through, but we want to see it happen. So,
If I might, I'll take part of the blame on that. We had started the process with the vendor in March. Unfortunately, our church administrator, who handles the majority of the paperwork, became ill and was out for a couple of months, and so time sort of got by. I filled in at pretty much the last moment, working with Dee, and I think in the past we've been pretty meticulous about getting documentation in well in advance of these, and so I apologize for the delay and appreciate the consideration of the board of taking this up on an emergency basis.
thank you. Pleasure of the board.
I move that the board approve an outdoor business license and Sunday entertainment licenses for St. Roch's Church in order to hold a carnival May 19th to the 22nd at 342 Main Street, subject to all state and local permits, licenses, permissions, and inspections required.
I second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote,
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
and I will vote yes also. That is for an affirmative. Looking forward to the carnival.
Thank you.
Thank
Bring
you.
your kids and bring your wallets.
We will.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is discussion of public comment at Board of Selectmen meetings. So I just wanted to make a quick statement. Since becoming chair back in December, I've received about 3 or 4 requests for public comment. Of those requests, I was able to address some offline, and some I did not respond to. Prior to becoming chair, I had already began looking into public comment section for Board of Selectmen meetings. Although being a member of the Board of Selectmen is not my full-time job, I have spent countless hours researching and reflecting upon public comment. I've reached out to previous board members such as Hank LaMountain and Susan Gallant on their input on the matter. I'm confused by the current narrative that's being put out by some in town that the board is against a public comment. I personally have been quoted in Webster Times as supporting a public comment section within the agenda. With that said, though, as of town meeting last week, May 4th, Article 21 passed calling for a public comment section at board, committees, and commission meetings. Although the article addressed much more than just a public comment, today I'd like to discuss just the public comment portion. Based on the residents in attendance at the town meeting, I have heard loud and clear that the public comment is wanted during meetings. Although the article passed at the meeting, it still needs to be approved by the Attorney General prior to taking effect as a bylaw, and would be an advisory bylaw at that. To show good faith in moving forward with the wishes of those present the other night who called for a public comment at meetings, I am providing the board with sample policies from other towns. I am one member of the select board. I am asking for your assistance in drafting a policy that would address public comment. I encourage board members to conduct their own research into the matter and report back. My goal is not to bind future chairs of this or any other board. Items we need to consider with this policy include whether we place public comment at the beginning or end of the meetings, or both, whether residents may discuss agenda items or not, establish rules of conduct and civility, emphasize that no board member shall respond to any comments made, or answer any questions that are asked, topics residents may not discuss for prevention of lawsuits, such as personnel matters, timing of public comment section, whether we want 10, 15, 20, or 30 minutes, and then how long we'll allow each resident to speak, whether it be 2, 3, 5 minutes. And again, this is up for discussion and debate with the board. I'm not looking for an all-inclusive policy today. And the last item we should consider is whether we want residents to sign up prior to meetings with name, address, and general topics to be discussed. So these are the items that I would like to see added in, along with any further discussion. And this statement I will email out to the board after this meeting, just so that they have clear guidance, along with the policies that have been collected from other towns. If you wouldn't mind taking a packet, passing it down. Those are towns that have public comment sections within their boards and may provide additional guidance and insight. I didn't keep one for myself.
Oh, yeah.
Could you pass that back?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So with that being said, any discussion from the board on this matter?
I think we should just go ahead with it. We're gonna have a couple new members in 2 weeks, and the 5 members, the new ones and the old ones, will be able to discuss a policy, and we'll put something forward that works for the town, and let's do it.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay. Next item on the agenda is a vote to approve citation for Savannah Siopa for attaining the Girl Scout Silver Award. The Girl Scouts of Central and Western Massachusetts have asked the board to recognize Savannah Siopa. Am I pronouncing that last name right? Okay, Siopa. For attaining the Girl Scout Silver Award. The Silver Award is the highest achievement that a girl in grades 6 through 8 can earn in Girl Scouting. Earning the award requires many years of challenging commitment to service, leadership, career exploration, and take action projects. Recipients must demonstrate ability and skills in goal setting, planning, implementation, relating to others, and creating a project which will benefit the greater community. The citation will be presented to Savannah Siopa at an award ceremony at Mechanics Hall on June 16th at 6 p.m., which board members are invited to attend, and we do have a copy of that correspondence in our packet along with in our emails. Just prior to the meeting, Savannah and her father stopped by so that her father really wanted us to be able to meet Savannah prior to taking a vote on this. The project she's being recognized for is she worked with the Worcester chapter of the Girl Scouts, and over a significant period of time, they collected money and donations to put together Easter baskets for underprivileged children in Worcester. So that is what she's being recognized for. Pleasure of the board.
I make a motion that the board approve the recognition of Savannah Siopa with a citation and to use the board's electronic signatures for signing purposes.
I will second the motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And I will vote yes. That is for an affirmative. Next item is the Memorial Day Parade request from the American Legion. The Oxford American Legion has requested approval to hold a Memorial Day Parade on May 30th. The parade will start at the VFW at 10:30 a.m. and march to the American Legion.
I move that the board approve the request from the Oxford American Legion Post 58 to hold a Memorial Day Parade on May 30th. The parade shall begin at the VFW at 10:30 a.m. and proceed to the Oxford American Legion. This approval is contingent upon approval of the police chief, sorry.
I will second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
I will vote yes, that is for an affirmative. Next item on the agenda is Oxford Women's Club request to host a concert at Jocelyn Park Bandstand, July 30th, 2022, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Paula Parker, on behalf of the Oxford Women's Club, has requested permission to host a concert at Jocelyn Park Bandstand, July 30th, 2022, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. The OCC director, Shelley Lambert, is aware of this request, and the bandstand is available.
I move that the board vote to approve the request from the Oxford Women's Club to use the Jocelyn Park Bandstand to host a concert on July 30th, 2022, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m.
I second the motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
And I will vote yes, that is for an affirmative. Next item on the agenda is the final intermunicipality agreement for South Central Veterans Service District. And this is a vote to sign the agreement. Madam Town Manager, did you have anything you wanted to?
Sure. This is a routine matter in the sense that the town is obligated to participate in a regional veterans district service because of our population, and statute determines that we need a district director in addition to a veterans agent. We are in a partnership with Auburn, Charlton, and Southbridge, and as part of that partnership, we have an obligation to help contribute to the salary. It went up just marginally to, instead of $8,000 per community, it's $8,487,000. It will run the course of the next 2 years. There is a slight cost of living and step increase built into that contribution that we make, 2% for cost of living and 1% that will be added in the future years. So nothing controversial, straightforward, and they have been very instrumental, particularly when we had changes in our veterans agent status, stepping in and actually assuming that role, which is very important, particularly during COVID.
Any questions from the board members or pleasure of the board?
I make a motion that the board approve the intermunicipal agreement for the South Central Massachusetts Veterans Services District.
I second the motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And I will vote yes, that is for an affirmative. Next item on the agenda is to review and possibly amend the Board of Selectmen's yard sale policy. We are coming up on yard sale season. And the weather is getting beautiful out there. You have a copy in your packet of the current policy and then a draft proposed policy. The major changes within this draft policy is that residents can now apply for their yard sale permit online, and then they would receive confirmation, approval, or disapproval from the Board of Selectmen's office. Emphasis placed on no yard sale permits will be issued on the day that Memorial Day is observed. You can request a 2 consecutive day permit, but all items need to be removed the following day of the expiration. No yard sale to begin before 8 a.m. and shall not continue past 3 p.m. The signs, that remains the same, not permitted on town property, land, trees, sign poles, or utility poles, and all adhering devices such as nails, tacks, staples need to be removed within 24 hours. The person holding the yard sale is responsible for their patrons' vehicles and where they're parked. It shall not be in a manner that would interfere with public safety or obstruction of other vehicles. And if there are complaints, the police department will be notified and have the right to ticket the vehicles, and if need be, the shift commander can revoke the permit, yard sale permit. And then there's clarification in this draft policy to define yard sale versus outdoor business. I know that's always been a concern in the past, is not allowing for outdoor businesses. And then, of course, the one major change that I think everybody is looking forward to is the removal of a cost fee associated with a permit. And emphasis would be put on that any fees collected for yard sales permits issued in calendar year 2022 prior to the adoption of this policy would be refunded. Questions, comments, concerns, or pleasure of the board?
I make a motion to adopt the yard sale permit policy number 2502 as written.
I will second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. Would it be, just one question though, would it be adopt or amend the policy? I guess that, does that verbiage matter?
I think you should amend to reflect the newly drafted policy.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll withdraw that motion.
And I'll second her withdrawal of that motion.
Motion second has been made to withdraw the motion. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes? To withdraw the motion?
To withdraw the motion.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And I will vote yes. That's for an affirmative. That motion has been withdrawn. And then,
I make a motion that the board accept the Board of Selectmen policy number 2502 for yard sale permits as an amendment to the original yard sale permit policy, which was adopted on April 19th, 1994.
I will second that motion.
motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
And I will vote yes. That is for an affirmative. Excuse me. The next item on the agenda is a vote to declare May 15th through the 21st as National Police Week and issue a proclamation using the Board of Selectmen's signature. I was just made aware today that May 15th through the 21st is National Police Week. So we wanted to get this on the agenda so that we can recognize our police officers. And tomorrow morning, they do have a memorial service that they perform annually at their memorial. So I would make a motion. Is
Don't need electronic signatures.
Okay, we don't need so I would make a motion to declare May 15th through the 21st as National Police Week and issue a signed proclamation from the Board of Selectmen.
I second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes?
Yes. Yes. Sorry, Cheryl. Yes.
No, that's okay.
And I will vote yes. That is for an affirmative. The next item on the agenda is the Board of Selectmen's office received a complaint against Half Bacon Fully Roasted LLC of 578 Main Street, Oxford, Mass. Regarding service of alcohol. The board received a phone call on May 11th, 2022 from a party wanting to make a formal complaint against Half Bacon Fully Roasted located at 578 Main Street in Oxford. The complaining party indicated they witnessed a server behind the counter pull a canned Mai Tai from below the counter, pop the can, and pour half into a cup and proceed to serve to a patron at the bar. And this took place around 7 a.m. The complainant confronted the restaurant about it and was asked to leave, and ultimately was told that he is being banned from that they are being banned from the premise. As the licensing authority for alcohol pouring licenses, we need to take complaints seriously and have them investigated. And it is our job and duty to cause the police department to initiate an investigation into whether or not this complaint has any basis to move forward with any further disciplinary action from the board. Currently, just so you're aware, currently Half Baked and Fully Roasted does not have a pouring license with the town. So there should not be alcohol for sale or consumption on the premise, other than cooking, purposes of cooking. So with that being said, I think as the licensing authority, we should have a vote to cause the police department to investigate this complaint. I know it's a tough subject, but this is our job to, uphold the law in regards to what businesses we allow to pour and ensure that they're all going through the right process to file for permits and licenses and get approval from both us and the ADCC. So the motion that I would be looking for would, for the Board of Selectmen to cause the police department to open an investigation into this complaint.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'm gonna second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Yeah, it's a tough situation. As I'm reading here, they also use beer to make a beer batter and wine for cooking. But if in true, they're having, beers after work, I don't think that's proper on a premises that doesn't have, and I'd wonder how their insurance works with that too. But to me, an investigation would, definitely get to the root of the complaint, and we can go from there.
Yeah.
I think if you don't have an investigation and end it, it's gonna go on and on and on.
Right.
So by having an investigation, they'll do their thing.
Right.
And it'll be investigated, and an end will be brought to it one way or another, and we can move on. There's too many things, I think, open lately that we're not bringing to an end, and this would be another one, so.
Yes.
That's why I trust our police department. They will do
Correct.
a fair and investigation. I am very familiar with that business, and let's just do it and get it over with.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Is there a motion?
The motion was made by Selectman.
Oh, that's right, my apologies. I'm going to abstain.
Yes.
Yes.
And I will vote yes. That's 3 affirmative, 1 abstention. Police department will do an investigation and report back to the board. The next item on the agenda is the town manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a few things that I'd like to just go through. One is to inform the board and the public that we are receiving winter recovery assistance through that program. It is a state grant. It's working in terms of a formula appropriation to the town, similar to Chapter 90. It is a welcome surprise to receive $301,000 and $888. This, again, is in addition to our Chapter 90 funding, which is about $500,000. So in total, we had kind of anticipated that we might get some more money. We just didn't know how they were going to fund it. So this is great for work on our roads. And I wanted the public to know that we have a lot to owe to the state's assistance in being able to provide us with that. The next item is just to let you know that.
I want to interrupt you, but I
Sure,
think
go
it's
ahead.
important. So the town's contribution for roads is going from $500,000 to $801,000.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I want people to understand it's all going to the roads.
Yes.
It's not enough, folks, but it's an improvement in what we had, so.
Sure.
Thank
And-
you.
Yes, no problem. There was a possibility that there could have been an additional $100 million added into Chapter 90. That did not pass, but this $100 million did. And I anticipate that we may continue to see more in terms of infrastructure. The governor's office has put together a downtown recovery bill. that I'm really hoping gets passed, because it will be additional funding assistance for the town to help with our recovery efforts for businesses and for the community at large for what has transpired through the pandemic time period, and also during this inflationary time period. The next item is just to let you know that the House of Representatives just finished their budget the previous week. The Senate's going to be taking up theirs, but Representative Joe McKenna went to bat for us once again and was able to secure $25,000 amendment, which will come to us in the form of a state grant. In particular, we had put down the school foundation repairs last year. That had not gotten any funding. He went again for this. Now, obviously, that project is going to be much larger in scope, but we will take every little bit of help. So we want to say thank you to him for once again making sure that a capital project such as that is getting addressed. The next item is just to let you know, a lot of time has, a lot of things have happened between now and the town meeting and prior to town meeting. One of those things that was very exciting was the launching of the Trees for Trees program, which was formulated as part of a grant that we were awarded through the Department of Conservation, Recreation's Urban and Community Forestry Challenge Program. I want to give a shout out to Kaylee, who put together a really wonderful video. We don't have that snippet. You have a snippet? Oh, well, she has a snippet. I didn't think she did. I was going to say go on. Well, let's take a look at it. I want to say that we had a number of volunteers. The DPW staff were really excited about this. Anybody who hasn't lived in town a long time or really familiar with Oxford, we do pride ourselves with our historic links to trees. And we've lost a lot of really wonderful specimens along Main Street and the like. And so this grant was talking about for every tree taken down, particularly within our downtown and along our major thoroughfares, that we will make a commitment to replace them. So let's take a look at that. I know that the chairman and Selectman LeBlanc had stopped by, more than stopped by, actually did quite a lot of work with our DPW and the volunteers. And so as Kaylee kind of puts that up to, I do want to say that we also had Julie Coop, who's the head of the program, come out. And she did a phenomenal job in explaining to everyone involved how important this was, and particularly the kids and everything.
I want to make it clear that I'm not looking for a full-time position on it.
You sure? Come on, that was so much fun, I'm sure.
I wouldn't mind a
Digging,
supervising
throwing
capacity.
loom. Okay, go ahead, Kaylee. Yeah. For every tree that we wind up taking down going forward in the future, our goal is to try to replace those trees.
Earth is something that we all have in common. And, you know, just to narrow that down even more for all those that are out here today, is that Oxford is something that we all have in common.
A project where the citizens and government work together to do something that's benefiting our town.
Yeah, well, check out the whole little video. It was great, and I mean, real great shout out to our tree warden, who's spectacular. Just so you know, we planted at least 10 to 12 trees that day. We're leveraging with a local business, and I'll probably be bringing it before the board for an in-kind donation, so we're actually able to actually plant a lot more trees. I'm targeting and hoping for at least 50 trees to be planted. Some of them ornamental flowering, and others are large specimen trees like the ones we've had along our thoroughfare. So I want to say thank you to everybody. It was wonderful to do that on Earth Day and the following Friday. The next item is just to alert, I thought I had, no, I have nothing for that. Okay, so the next item is just to let the board know that we recently completed our bid process for what is going to be one of the larger projects we're doing for this construction season, and that's the Sutton Ave and Joe Jenny Road improvements. We had a large number of people express interest and download documents, but at the end of the day, 5 construction companies submitted bids. And of the 5, J.H. Lynch and Sons are the company that we have awarded the bid to. The construction costs will total a little over $1.1 million. I know there was a pre-construction meeting today, and I was talking with Steve Esposito, who had expressed, and so did our DPW director, that it's this preliminary work and informing residents in advance with a neighbor letter coming from the DPW will happen within the next couple weeks, and prior to the end of May, we'll have the construction timetable and all of that be communicated to the residents along there that will be most impacted. But I'll tell you, I'll be looking forward to getting rid of some of that terrible pavement that's there. And I know that the residents and anybody traveling on Sutton Ave and Joe Jenny Road on the Oxford side will agree. So I'm glad that project's being done. Next is just to let the board know, the assistant assessor retirement for Janine Ross happened last Friday. We had a really lovely event here. For 27 years, Janine has been our assistant assessor, and all of the employees had come out, and after the town hall had closed, everybody remained. We gave her, a beautiful clock and some other things, including a camping chair, because she's going to be doing lots of camping. But, I always want to make sure that we spend the time talking about the people who really make government work. And on a day-to-day basis, Janine was one of those people, and will be, big shoes to fill. And we just hope that she has a terrific, terrific retirement. Next item is just to let the board know, we had the Senior Volunteer Appreciation Day, and this was an initiative that was coming from our Senior Center Director, Laura Wilson. It's the first one we've held under her leadership. She did a fantastic job. As you can see, lots of smiles, lots of excitement about the volunteers. Once again, I want to thank the chairman for coming and saying a few words, and also Selectman LeBlanc, who reminded everybody that that he too is a senior, and he gave some really good comments. But as you can see, lots of smiles, a lovely luncheon that was actually donated by P&D Pizza, and it wasn't pizza, but it was a delicious meal, and the seniors were so thrilled with that. And then we had a huge Sunday bar, which everybody was happy about. So I want to thank everybody for making that a great event. The next thing is just to let the seniors know that there is two upcoming trips. And I just found out today, I was hoping to actually get more people interested in it, but apparently both the May and the July trips are already fully booked. But if you want to get on as an actual attendee, when they have somebody who can't, you can be put on a waiting list. So please call the Senior Center, get yourself put on a waiting list. The first one in May is going to be a wonderful duck tour going around the downtown Boston, including the Boston Common, with a whole lunch at Cheesecake Factory and all of that. So if you're interested in doing that, please go to the Senior Center or call them. And then the one in July is an Essex, Connecticut trip that is going to be doing a number of things, and I think anybody who would love to try to secure a seat, just let Laura know now. You never know who's going to drop off. Again, this is just in addition. They do their own advertising, but believe it or not, I do have people come into my office and said that they heard it on our meeting, so I keep doing it because of that. Next item is to let everyone know that on May 21st, from 10 to 1 o'clock, we're having the Carbuncle Family Fishing Day, which is a joint collaborative between the Conservation Commission and the Mass Division of Fisheries and Wildlife. I wanted to let everybody know there is a lot of excitement this year. Once again, they're going to have the Mass Wildlife Angler Education Program, so children and anybody who really doesn't know how to fish and wants to learn how to do that, they should come and participate. It's free. The pond has a lot of opportunity for fishing because of this joint collaborative and the stocking part of it. So you can do this, and there is no fishing license required. So please hope to see you there. The next item is just to remind everybody, again, at the end of May, we're going into busy season for a lot of events. The OCC is teaming up with the UMass Harrington Hospital for a community health day on Jocelyn Common from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. People can stop by and receive education, also be able to sign up for WIC and SNAP benefits, look at fitness programs we offer, preventive education, blood pressure clinics, and so forth. So this is another new thing. We did the teddy bear picnic, which partnered with them to come out and teach children about their health during that picnic, but this is for adults, and and families. So we hope that will be very successful. The other item is just to remind everybody that the Smolensky Millette Charitable Trusts here in town, which do wonders for many of our youth programming, the application process has opened as of this week, and so people can go online and actually obtain the application, and what we anticipate is by the beginning of June to have the application process closed, and then the charitable trustees will get together and will take a look at all of the proposals and determine both the funding eligibility and actual funding of certain proposals. But we could not do a lot of wonderful programming in town without these charitable trusts. So think about those two names, Smolensky and Millette, and realize that not many communities have a charitable trust type of situation where they can really support a lot of the programming for children's activities and benefit them in ways that are meaningful. And the last one was to just give a shout out to the bulk drop-off. Once again, it went really smoothly because of the DPW staff, who not only work all week, but then work all that Saturday. They're there on 2 successive Saturdays to make sure that residents know where to drop things off, to help them unload their vehicles and their trucks, and to guide them. So thank them. I want to thank them again, because it is a big undertaking. I know it's a really wonderful thing for us to have in town, and we couldn't do it without the DPW staff. So I want to thank them for all of that. And that concludes my town manager's report. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Town Manager. Selectmen community announcements.
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
Well, I'd like to thank Jeannie Ross for her years of dedication. She was always a smiling face in the assessor's office, did a wonderful job, and I wish her well in retirement. The other thing is I'd like to send my condolences out to Ralph Miller's family, his wife. I kind of had a little special connection with Ralph. It was in a joking way, but for years I would call Ralph my dad. And the reason why is that he has an uncanny resemblance to my father. I showed him a picture years ago, and so Ralph and I always had that connection because he just reminded me. See, he looks so much like him. He was a great guy, just a wonderful person, always had a good joke, always had a handshake, a smile. He's a tough guy to lose, so I just would send my condolences to his family. Thank you, and that's all I have. Oh, one more thing, and I would like to just thank Cheryl for her service
Thank
as
you.
Selectman.
Thank you.
She's not running again, so I wish her good health and luck with now having some extra time. You gotta let me know how that feels.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how that goes, but thank
you.
you.
Thank you. I have nothing for this afternoon. So with that being said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make that I second the motion. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
I'll third it.
Okay.
Motion's been made, seconded, and thirded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Yes.
Yes.
And I will vote yes. That is for an affirmative.
Hey,
Meeting adjourned.
good
Thank
luck.
you, everybody.
Thank you so much.